Hey everybody, I'm Dragonavir and welcome to a new series, my 500 subscriber special. What if Deku was a space explorer or astronaut or something? I'm gonna do a space explorer or astro explorer or something. So I know what you might be thinking. Another series? You haven't even finished most of your series. You haven't even finished a series yet. I know. I'm sorry. I'm a little bitch. So I'm just to say, I'm excited for. I actually thought really hard on this one, and you might be thinking, what video game is this, or what movie is this, or blah blah blah. It's gonna be two video games. It's gonna be based off two video games. Might be thinking, how's you gonna put those two games together? Just wait and see. In this video, you're going to get a hint to the first one that you're going to see, the first planet or whatever he's going to go to. The second one will be shown after he's going through the first game or whatever, which the first game, actually really fast. I got through that first game in like 10 hours, not even that. It's not even that long. It's like 10 hours. Yeah, 10 hours long. That and the DLC. Yes, he's going to go through the DLC part. Now you might be wondering, what game is he talking about? You'll know soon. Anyways, let's just start the story. We go to where Zuko Midoriya is going to the quirk doctor. Or actually, no, let's go before that, where Zuko Midoriya is born. Zuko Midoriya was born, and he was a strange child. The second he was born, he was crying, and he was always crying. Like any normal baby, he was crying more than usual others. But the only time he stopped was when he was outside, looking up at the stars. Every time he saw the starry night, all those glistening, beautiful stars, he's memorized. Sometimes it feels like they're looking back right at him. And he's always been amazed by outer space and all that type of junk, you know? And he always wanted some sort of space quirk. And he knows his father has a fire-breathing quirk and his mother had a telekinesis quirk, so he thought he'd hope he had more of his mother's quirk. And he's always wanted to be a hero or a astronaut or something like that. He's mostly leaning towards being a hero at the point. He's always loved heroes. He's always wanted to go to space. He's always wanted to go an astronaut. So an astronaut is like his backup, you know. But the backup turned to his straightforward. Once he learned that he was quirkless. His mother tried to ask if he could get a quirk or anything, like if there's any procedures, and then the doctor continued to explain. This is important for the story, because I am going to change the game a bit, like a certain mechanic of the game. Some of you might think this is stupid. I think this is fucking genius. So just sit back and listen, alright? It's done to say observe, but you can't observe anything because it's a what if. What ifs are based on hearing, not sight. If it's sight, that's a text story. Anyways, let's just continue. So, the doctor then continues to explain that Deku is one of the very few. He's a special type of quirkless person. See, most quirkless people don't have a special gene within them, the quirk gene. They were born without it. Zuko, he has very little components of the quirk gene. He has, the little stuff, but he doesn't have the main component. The quirk gene is made of 3 components. Let's say there's 2 smaller ones, which aren't really that useful, and the main one. The main one kickstarts the other 2 components and mixes up with their ancestors and Fuck, I can't fucking speak. His ancestry. That's it, ancestry. That's it. Fuck. Ancestry. With his ancestry and his genes and his biological makeup, it mixes to make a quirk. Deku is missing. Deku has a lot of the two lesser genes or components of a quirk, but he's missing that big piece, the big picture of the genome, the component of a quirk. It's more like a Kickstarter, you know? And they ask if there's any way to get that gene into Midoriya, if there's anyone with a quirk, if there's any procedures. Doctor says that there's been theories, but the technology hasn't been created yet. It's only been theorized. That's actually how All for One works, or One for All. Actually, both of them. See, it's transferring that genome, that component, to another person, making the quirk stronger. And since it's a stacking quirk, whenever someone passes down, it just keeps on building up those components. And that's the One for All thing. But All for One, he can manipulate said components, taking the components, giving it to others. You know, that's how he works. So Deku, he's a bit depressed by this. But then he remembers that maybe he can be an astronaut now. Maybe he can try and, go up to the stars. So he asks, can I be an astronaut? The doctor looks to his mother with a worried expression on her face, looks back down to the kid, says, well, nowadays, most astronauts, how do I put this? Astro explorers nowadays are more like the military, you know? You don't really need training nowadays due to the technology, all the self-supporting systems and all that. So, yeah, actually, that'd be great for you. All you need to do is go through high school and just sign up and you're done. Depending on the company you go to, because there are a lot of high-tech companies that need like backgrounds and all that, but if you get to go to lesser ones, you can go practically do the same thing, except not as cool, but still go up to space. So it's pretty cool, kid. So yeah, you can be an astronaut. After that, Deku's face lights up as he gets to be like his father, because his father is actually very rich. See, his father, I'm gonna change this up, hasn't really left. He's still in his life. But he isn't around as much. He does visit like every once in a year and like holidays and all that. But the reason why he's always gone is because he's a adventurer. He goes around the world, going underwater, and going to secret tombs and all that. He's an adventurer. And he's very famous and very rich. So Deku's father is very busy, but he's still very supportive. And when Deku's father, Sashi, finds out that his son wants to be a space explorer, he gets all excited because he can continue on the family business of being explorers. And now he's reaching beyond what his family's ever done, because his father, Deku's grandfather was exploring, his father was an explorer, and blah blah blah. His great grandfather was actually a dictator. No, not dictator. What is the word? A lawyer. Fuck. How did I get dictator to lawyer? I mean, sure, they're both assholes, but. Fuck, I'm probably triggering some people. Anyways, just ignore me. Anyways. And he's getting excited because now he's moving from just around the world to other worlds. And he's very supportive of his son. So, now he's helping Deku get, help train him, because if you're gonna be exploring, you need to know how to like parkour, you need to get around real fast, you work on your agility, because traps and all that. Deku was kind of like skeptical, like, have you done this stuff before? It's like, well, I mean, yeah, one time I almost got stabbed through the heart. Jokingly, like, he didn't actually almost get stabbed through the heart, but he has gone through like traps, like booby traps and some dungeons and stuff. And he wants to make sure that his son is ready. So, for the next couple years, he's been training with Deku. And Deku, he's pretty buff. Deku is now, oh, by the way, I'm going to make UA a college plot. I always make UA a college for some fucking reason. Like, the only one where UA isn't a college is Thunder God Deku, I think. Doomslayer Deku. Did I say Doomslayer Deku? No. And that's pretty much... Oh, and the comic one. Or the comedian one. But that was a one-shot. It doesn't really count. But anyways, let's continue. You know, set yourself straight there. There you go. So... Deku, we time skip to where Deku is, it's his last year of high school. And it's 10 months before the little exam he has to take to become an astronaut, because there is a one specific company he wants to go to. Because recently he's been deemed a certain number on a leaderboard, which is pretty high, but they still kind of work as like a, you know, a military group where you just have to be over 18 and have certain stuff, like a letter of recommendations, kind of, to actually, like, you know, sign up and go in and go through. So yeah, and he can get a letter of recommendation from his father, since, you know, he's famous. Anyways, by the way, Bakugo did bully him. He had similar things, but it wasn't as bad because how buff and his father was rich and all that. Like, Deku's buff, like, not like Mirio buff, kind of like more Ida and Kirishima buff, like in between that. He's like a good medium. He's like lean but bulky at the same time. But Deku is gonna get buffer in the future for reasons. So, crap, got an itch. Itch my leg. Lower leg. Anyways, oh god, what time is it? Is it like 11? Oh, well, ooh, no. Well, I think you might have seen what game that was, but I'm just gonna say you didn't see it, and you're probably just like have your phone face down, or a laptop, like you have your phone face down, you're just listening to this while doing homework, which that's what I do, or you just have this on another tab on your computer, and you're not watching it, and you're just listening to it like a podcast, Has someone done a what if podcast before? Is a what if podcast a thing? Is that a thing? Am I just being stupid right now? Because that would be amazing. What if podcast? Hey guys, welcome to the What If Podcast. This is Michael here. Why did I say Michael? Why did Michael pop up in my fucking brain? What is wrong with me? Anyways, let's just continue. So, now I have Michael stuck in my head. What the hell? Sorry. I've been watching a lot of Lucifer, and then there's Hero DxD. So Michael is there, and Lucifer, all these delicious names. I'm just fucked. I'm fucked. I'm just mentally fucked. I'm just fucked up. Alright, anyways. It's 10 months until that, and they're doing a test or a thing where they had to choose their future. Bakugo says, "Oh, I'm going to UA college to be #1 hero." And everybody's like, "Oh, we want to be heroes," and blah, 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 like canon. Teacher says, "Oh, you're the only one that wants to go to UA. Huh, bit surprised." As then he looks at the paper, and he's a bit surprised. And he's a bit, like, surprised and concerned. He says, "Huh, Midoriya, I'm being an Astro Explorer?" So all of them look over to Deku, and he's like, yeah. It's like, "Huh, so you're taking your father's work to the next level, huh? Alright, I think you can do it. Good luck, kid." Thanks, sir." As right then and there, Bakugo explodes his desk and say, "Seriously think this quirkless nerd can actually go up to space? He'll die within 5 seconds before even getting off the ground. He can't do shit, worthless Deku." Deku, he's at this point, he's just tired of it. He's kind of gained he doesn't exactly have confidence. He's more of a I don't give a fuck type of personality. He's like, "Oh my god, just fuck, stop." You know? But he still has a lot of energy. So we continue to Deku signing up for like the astronaut thing and blah blah blah, and he's leaving school. And let's just say he had to go straight home, so he doesn't go under the bridge, so he doesn't meet all my blah blah blur blah blur. And I don't care, he gets one for all, cause fuck it, I don't know. You know, let's say All Might didn't get his injury, so he isn't looking for a successor, but he's going to UA to look for like potential successors when he does get like fucked up, or if he does get fucked up or something like that, just for plot. I don't give a damn. Anyways, think a link. So Deku continues with this, goes home, and now him and his father have decided to go do hardcore training now, because in 10 months he's gonna sign up and go for this little exam thing. So what their regimen now is similar to, it's practically Saitama's training, you know. I don't remember Saitama's training. I know it was like 500 push-ups, 500 curls, and a 5-kilometer run or something like that. I don't know. Let's say it's that. And once it gets easier for them, they just amp up the ante, make the 5 to a 75 or 7.5, you know. 7.5 kilometer run, 750 push-ups and curl-ups, whatever. To where they do like, it's like at the end of the 10 months, and their training regimen is now 10-kilometer run. 10-kilometer run, 1,000 push-ups, and 1,000 sit-ups, or curls, or something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitting shit at this point. And he goes to the exam at the company he's going to. As he walks up, he looks up to see an orange building with ships leaving and entering. As in bright yellow-ish orange, it says Kindred Aerospace. Kindred Aerospace. As he couldn't tell, he sees a sign that says Kindred Aerospace. Recently ranked number 4 in the best space explorer stuff, and blah blah blah. Yeah, the first game is going to be Journey to the Savage Planet. Might be wondering, seriously, that game sucks. It's just shut the fuck up and watch, asshole. Don't judge a book by its cover and whatnot. I don't know. Anyways, let's continue. So, anyways. By the way, if you haven't played this game or the other game, I must say, it's gonna have a lot of spoilers. A lot of spoilers. So many spoilers. But, anyways, let's continue, shall we? So, Deku walks into the facility, and he sees a bunch of people, some adults, some kids like him, or teenagers like him. As he enters the building, as people say hello, as they see a man wearing a brown looking suit with a blue and white plaid undershirt, no tie, with a really wide smile, kind of creepy, with brown curly hair with a bald top head. As he says, hold on. As the man, everybody's in like bleachers and stuff. And in the middle, there's a guy who walks up to the stage and says, "Hello everyone, welcome to Kindred Aerospace, the fourth best interstellar space exploration company. I am the founding person or CEO, Martin Tweed. And I'd like to welcome all you young, old, experienced, new, unexperienced explorers to my facility, or my company. Now, you'll be undergoing 3 tests: intelligence, agility, and strength. You need to pass at least 2 of these to become an explorer. And to actually take the test, you're going to need a regular letter of recommendation from some sort of officer, maybe a military, another experienced explorer, another company you've worked with, anything like that, showing that you have at least a little bit of experience or training. You can't just have someone just pop in here out of nowhere, am I right, gentlemen? As in, some people chuckle, some are just creep the fuck out with this guy's smile. So honestly, he's giving a bit bad vibes. I'm a fan. Who am I kidding? I ain't got no fans. Except the guy with 500 subscribers, which nowadays might not seem that much, but I'm thankful. Thank you guys, by the way. As Deku, he continues on. He walks through a door, which is a bit more futuristic. There's some sort of like laser grid. People walk through. It's making sure they don't have any like weapons or anything, like a metal detector. And as they walk through, they put in papers where the machine scans them and blinks green, saying that they're all good. One guy's paper does blink red, as in a hatch below him opens up, as everybody looks out the window, seeing a guy just falling into a nearby river, getting absolutely soaked and a concussion. Some guys are like, ooh, some are like, haha. As then it's Deku's turn, he puts in his paper. As then the machine says, "Welcome, Mr. Midoriya." As Martin Tweed hears that name, he's like, "Midoriya," as in Hisashi Midoriya, correct? Deku nods and says, "Yes, sir." Some people hear this like, "Oh, so he's a daddy's boy and blah blah blah. He's rich. He's just gonna get in easily." As Martin's hear this, he's like, "Oh, all right. Well, for you, I'm gonna try something, kid. It's like, what? Okay, sir. If you want to be an explorer, you're gonna have to pass all 3 instead of the recommended 2. Alright? So he's like, what? What? Wait, why? Martin Tweed says, look, I can't just accept you because you're some hotshot son. And since you have all this experience, I'm guessing, with your father and training, it might not be that hard for you now, will it? Dick then says, as in Martin Tweed pats Deku on the head and says, alright kid, let's go. As Deku's like just confounded right now, is like, what the fuck just happened? What? As then he continues to the first test, intelligence, which is just has 3 phases again. First one is a little puzzle test. Yeah, you have to finish the puzzle in a certain amount of time, and if you get it below a certain time frame, then you get eliminated. And a lot of people do get eliminated because they think, oh, we just need to do the other 2 and we'll be fine. But it's not really like that. So a lot of people do get eliminated, only like a handful stay in there, one of them being Deku. He's actually the top scorer in all of them. With the puzzles, the second phase of the intelligence is a written test. Deku gets top score again. And by the way, Deku's a bit of a genius. He isn't like Nezu genius, he's just smarter than your average bear. I did that I just realized what I did there. That was funny. Anyways, in the third part was, let's just say, it was a memory game. And you have to try and you have like a certain amount of lives. And you have to get as many things without using up all your lives, or get many things before the time runs out, or losing all your lives. Deku got like a bunch. He got the top score without losing any lives. So he completely slaughtered the intelligence one. Then we go to agility, this one being only 2 phases, as it is. The first phase is a obstacle course where you have to run through like tires and swing from ropes, and there's even like a bit of a mud pit, which Deku does flawlessly, just jumps around, does his stuff, doing good. And some people do get fail this, and since they failed to 2, including intelligence and the agility, they just get kicked out, same way as the guy with the bad papers did, with a hatch, and just ejected into the river. So, they continue to the second phase of the agility, which is, let me think, just running, which is race. Yeah, and let's say you have to get within the top 20, and there's like 30 people there, so 10 people will get out automatically, or something like that. Or they'll like lose a point, or something, I don't know. They failed the agility test, let's just say that. And Deku got let's say 3rd place. But he does pass. And that'll make him that OP. He's still quirkless. He does get 3rd place. Because he's not really good at running, he's just really good at parkour because he mostly focused on that. So, anyways, now we go to the strength test, which is only one thing, which is an arm wrestle. An arm wrestling machine. And it's like a robotic arm, and it says you just have to not fail within the certain time limit. Like you have to make sure you keep your arm from hitting the table, or you have to beat the robot in an arm wrestling match. If you do that, you're good. But if you reach like a minute without failing, you're also good. Deku he does the minute without failing, you know? Like, he keeps his arm from hitting the table, but he doesn't exactly get the robot arm to hit the table itself. So he just does, like, the in-between. And he passes. And Martin Tweed's pretty surprised by that. So he gladly accepts Deku as an explorer. As then there are only 10, let's not make it 10, like 15 people that pass the little exam. Deku being one of them. And Martin Tweed says, alright, so in a week, you all will come back here and get your assignments. No, not a week. In a month. No, like 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you guys will say your goodbyes. Get your stuff. The only bare minimum stuff, you know, clothing. Not even clothing. You don't even need clothing. Only bring personal items, because that's all you're going to need. Because y'all are going to space. You'll be giving your explorer, like, code or name. And then you're done to be given the planet. You're done to be exploring. So, get ready. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye. As then Deku leaves the facility and goes home. When he gets home, he tells the news and everybody's excited. They throw a little party. And Deku packs his stuff. He packs, you know, some pictures of his family, little all-might action figure, and that's pretty much it. And of course gets his red shoes. Actually, his father was able to convince him to keep them there because you never know. But anyways, they say their goodbyes. It's a little sappy for a second. They're crying. Mother's bawling her eyes out. And they continue. Deku leaves and goes to Kindred Aerospace. So when he gets there, everybody there is like holding big luggage, as Deku only has like a little backpack. He's like, well, they overdid it. So Deku goes in and he's assigned a room, which doesn't even have his name on it, now he has like a code name. His code name is VG-247. Deku kind of pissed off at this, but he's like, whatever. Maybe I need to be like an executive over here or something. Executive explorer. Something stupid like that. So he continues. Goes in. He goes in. He unpacks his stuff. And on the wall, there's a little, like, tube thing. As then he doesn't know what exactly the tube thing is. And he sees a little pad on the side, beside the tube thing, which is a hand scanner. Puts his hand against it as the thing opens up, revealing the suit on screen. Deku then's like, oh, this is my suit, huh? Alright. Then Deku puts on the suit. Then he hears a voice. It's a female voice that says, hello, I'm your personal AI, Echo. Nice to meet you. Deku's like, hi? Echo says, oh, sorry, this is more of a one-way thing. If you're trying to speak, I sadly can't hear you. No one can within that suit. So you might have to get used to one-sided conversations. Sorry. But if we can communicate if you take off your suit, but I won't be able to hear you. You won't be able to hear me because you won't have the suit on. I can only communicate to you through the suit or the javelin, or your javelin. Deku is confused. He was gonna say, what's a javelin? As Echo already knows what he's about to say. She then says, a javelin is your spaceship, pretty much. So, whenever you get an assignment, which is actually pretty soon, I think, you're just gonna hop in there and go to space. It'll be fun. Deku nods in agreement, as then a TV flickers. And then just turns off. He doesn't know what it is and says, "Alright, we have an assignment." As then Echo says, "Alright, we have an assignment." Deku, surprised, and he tilts in his head, indicating like, "Oh, what's the assignment?" As then Echo says, "You have been selected to do a new program we've been working on, the Pioneer Program. The Pioneer Program is focused on trying to find a planet where we can put human life on it, where other humans can live, because, well, you know, stuff about us exploiting human Earth resources, and we're destroying the planet and whatnot. So we're gonna find a new planet for us to live on." Deku understands, like, "Oh, okay." As then Echo continues to say, we have been assigned to a planet that has been known as AR-Y. AR-Y26. So this will be fun. Whenever you're ready, just jump into the javelin. As he doesn't know exactly where the javelin is. As she says, "Oh, I'll ready at the teleporter now." As on the opposite side of the room, where the tube is, he sees another tube, smaller, but enough room for a human to fit in, as a blue and green type of particle lines start erupting from the ground in a sort of weird-looking magical pillar thing. I don't know how to describe it. Sendeku walks in it, feeling his body practically disintegrate and redisintegrate, I don't know, get broken apart and build up again in a different spot. As he's within Javelin, he walks out and sees that there's two other teleporters here. He's like, "Oh, I'm guessing I could have a partner or something? I don't know." As then he walks up in front of him, he sees a little lounge area with a TV. To the right, he sees a computer on a little desk. And to the right of that is a 3D printer. Behind him, to the right of the 3D printer, is, you know, the steering wheel, or the driver's seat of the Javelin. And then to his left, the left of the lounge area, is a tactical grab vending machine. I'm guessing that's for food. He guesses that's for food. And then he starts to look at something pretty strange. In the middle between the grab vending machine and the lounge area, there's a little closed off area, which is just a black shutter door. He presses the button as it opens up to be a gaming console. He's like, "Huh, that's convenient." Which, by the way, that isn't in the game. I'm just gonna throw that in there because there is like a little closed off area and there's like a broken console on the floor. I'm pretty sure that's like a little bit of a Easter egg. I don't know, but I'm just gonna put that there for reasons. As to the left of the grab machine, there is a bed with a TV in front of it. And as he's about to lay in the bed, Echo says, "Oh, that's no normal bed. That's also a cryo chamber. So I wouldn't exactly just hop in there, because if you do, you'll automatically get frozen. Well, I could turn that option off if you want, and there is a button where you can just press it and then it automatically freezes you, but I'm kind of lazy. Deku's like, you're a fucking robot. How are you lazy? As he just shrugs it off and continues to look at his new ship. Right next to his cryo sleep bed is a strange looking machine with a big tube of meat right next to it. Echo says, oh, that is actually used to make another you, a clone. If you ever die, I can just take your memories and all that junk and make a new you. Even makes another suit so you don't just appear naked. Deku's like, I'm not dying, so I'm not gonna use that. As then looks around and he sees the... How long have I been recording? I can probably end it soon. As he sees the front of the ship where the steering wheel and stuff is start to flash, indicating that he has to, start up the place. As Echo says, alright, it's time to launch. So whenever you're ready, just hop in there and let's get going on this wonderful joyride. Deku then continues to jump up into the seat. He flips some switches because he did get a bit of an instruction manual of the Javelin. Just how to drive it, nothing else. That's why he had to explore the place. Did a bit of... Well, actually, Echo told him what to do. Let's just say that. And now... Deku just feels his weight kind of shifting. Like he's leaning back against something. As he realizes... Javelin is turning and pointing upwards like a rocket. As then Echo says, 5, 4, 3. You know what? Let's just go. As then the rocket just starts as they're just propelled into space. As they leave the atmosphere, he thinks, I'm gonna miss home. And as the rocking of the ship finally settles, some things start to float around. As Echo says, activating artificial gravity, as things just plop back down on the ground. Echo then saying, alright, I get it's gonna take a little while for us to get to AR-Y26, so how about we just go to sleep? Or, well, you do. I can't sleep, sadly, so I'll just be here in my lonesomeness. Well, good night. Then Deku, a bit worried about Echo, but he just shrugs it off. As then he lays down in his bed, presses the button on his side. He stares up to the roof of the place, or the roof of his bed, seeing a bunch of postcards. And a picture of his mom and dad he just slapped up there before he left. For reasons. As then the pod closes and he feels a rush of cold air surround him, and then he falls asleep. And that's where I'm going to end this episode, or this beginning. So, if you guys liked it, like the video. If you want to see more, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.